Welcome back, everyone. This time we're diving into the unexplainable. These 5 paranormal stories are true, pulled from real accounts, and they'll leave you questioning what's out there. Voices in empty rooms, shadows that defy logic, a doll with a mind of its own, a mirror reflecting the impossible, and a graveyard that wakes at night. These are the kinds of hauntings that stick with you. The people who live through them, they're still shaken years later. We've all heard ghost stories, but these aren't campfire tales. They happened, and the details are chilling. So let's get into these. Our first story takes us to rural Georgia, 2018. A young man, let's call him Ethan, was visiting his grandmother for Easter. Her house was a relic, built in the 1920s, creaking wood floors, peeling wallpaper, and that heavy, musty smell of old memories. Ethan was staying in the guest room, a small space with a lumpy twin bed and a window cracked open to let in the humid night air. It was around 1 a.m., crickets chirping outside, wind rattling the shutters, when Ethan heard something that made his blood run cold. A voice, soft, feminine, trembling, came from the attic above. "Come up," it whispered, clear as day, like a plea laced with tears. Ethan sat up, heart pounding, sheets tangled around his legs. His grandmother lived alone. Her husband had passed years ago, and no one else was in the house. The voice came again. "Come up!" Louder, more desperate. Ethan's mind raced. The attic had a trap door in the ceiling, always locked, no ladder in sight. He grabbed his phone, 10% battery, flicked on the flashlight, and stepped into the hall. The floorboards groaned under his weight. His grandmother's door was shut, faint snoring seeping through. She was asleep. Standing under the trapdoor, Ethan called out, "Who's there?" No answer, just a heavy thump, like something dropped hard. He dragged a chair over, climbed up, and pushed the trapdoor. It swung open, unlocked, dust raining down. The attic air was thick, reeking of mildew and something sour. His flashlight swept the space. Old trunks, broken furniture, and a rocking chair in the corner, moving slowly, back and forth. It was empty. Ethan's stomach dropped. He slammed the trapdoor shut, the chair wobbling as he fell to the floor. The voice came again, muffled through the wood. "Why'd you leave?" Ethan didn't sleep that night, camping on the couch with every light on until dawn. The next morning, he told his grandmother. Her face went pale. She revealed her sister had died in that attic in the 1950s, fell through a weak spot, broke her neck. She'd never told Ethan, hoping to spare him the fear. They checked the attic together. The chair was still, the trap door locked tight. Ethan never returned to that house. Our next story comes from Nashville, 2021. A woman named Sarah had just moved into a cheap basement apartment near downtown. The place was damp, always smelling of wet concrete, with a single high window letting in the glow of a streetlight. Sarah worked nights at a bar, often staying up late. Around 3 a.m., she'd be scrolling her phone, a small lamp casting her shadow on the wall. One night, that shadow did something it shouldn't have. It moved, slid left, slow and deliberate. While Sarah sat perfectly still, her phone slipped from her hand, screen cracking on the floor. She wasn't moving, the lamp was steady. There was no reason for the shadow to shift. It stretched, growing taller, thinner, the head tilting as if watching her. Sarah's heart raced. She waved her arm, but the shadow didn't match her motion, instead reaching the ceiling, its edges jagged. She jumped up, flipped on the overhead light. The shadow vanished, replaced by her own, normal one. She checked the window, locked, the street empty. Shaken, she told herself it was exhaustion, turned off the light and switched the lamp back on. The shadow returned, now with arms reaching out, fingers long and sharp. Sarah screamed, "Get out!" her voice echoing in the small space. The shadow froze, then shrank back to normal. She didn't sleep that night. The next evening it happened again. Same time, same lamp. This time the shadow moved faster, darting across the wall, slipping behind her desk like it was hiding. Sarah grabbed a bat, swung at nothing. The desk lamp crashed, bulb shattering. She fled, staying with a friend for a week. When she told her landlord, he wasn't surprised. The previous tenant had complained about shadows too, thought he was losing it. Sarah moved out a month later, but she still checks her shadow every night. This story takes us to Mobile, Alabama, 2019. A woman named Rachel was helping her cousin move into a new house, an old Victorian, full of leftover junk from the previous owners. While cleaning the basement, damp, cobweb-filled, they found a porcelain doll. Its face was cracked, one glass eye missing, its faded yellow dress hanging limp. Rachel felt a chill. "Throw it out," she urged. Her cousin disagreed, thinking it might be valuable, and placed it on a living room shelf, propped upright, facing the window. That night, Rachel slept on the couch. The basement was too musty. At 2 a.m., she woke with a start. The doll was on the coffee table, facing her. Confused, she assumed she'd moved it in a daze, so she put it back on the shelf and went back to sleep. At 4 a.m., she woke again. The doll was back on the table, its head now tilted. Rachel's pulse quickened. She woke her cousin, who swore she hadn't touched it. They locked the doll in a closet, an old wooden door with a sticky latch. The next night, Rachel set up her phone to record the living room, too unnerved to sleep easily. At 3 a.m., she heard the closet door creak. The footage showed the door opening slowly, the doll appearing on the floor, then on the table. No movement, just there, like it teleported. They burned the doll the next day. The smell was like burnt hair, the ashes refusing to scatter in the wind. Rachel's cousin later said the house felt lighter after. Neither of them can look at dolls the same way. Our fourth story comes from Savannah, 2022. A man named Daniel was staying at a friend's townhouse for the weekend. A narrow old place filled with antiques. In the bathroom hung a large mirror, ornate gold frame, the glass cloudy with age. Daniel was brushing his teeth around 11 p.m., the house quiet, his friend already asleep. He glanced up at his reflection and froze. His eyes in the mirror were wrong, solid black, no whites, staring back with an intensity that wasn't his. He blinked. It was normal again. Shaking it off as a trick of the light, he splashed water on his face and looked again. This time a hand appeared on his shoulder in the reflection, pale, bony, with long nails. He spun around. Nothing behind him. The bathroom empty. Door shut. The mirror still showed the hand, gripping tighter. Daniel shouted, "Get off!" and smacked the glass, making it wobble. The hand vanished, but now a face appeared behind him. Not his, but pale, eyeless, smiling. He bolted, sleeping in the living room with the lights on. The next day, he told his friend, who went pale. The mirror had come with the house. The previous tenant left it, claiming it gave her nightmares. They covered it with a sheet. That night, the sheet was found on the floor, the mirror uncovered. Daniel left early. His friend sold the mirror a month later, but the buyer called, shaken. "It's showing things." Daniel avoids mirrors to this day. Our final story takes us to New Orleans, April 2023. A local named Marcus was walking home from a bar, cutting through an old cemetery near the French Quarter. It was midnight, the air thick with fog rolling in off the river. Marcus wasn't fazed. He'd grown up around these graveyards, their crumbling stones and iron gates a familiar sight. But as he walked through, footsteps echoed behind him. Crunch, crunch on the gravel. He stopped. They stopped. He turned. Nothing but fog and shadows. He kept going. Faster now. The gravel loud under his boots. The footsteps followed, quickening. Then whispers started. Dozens of voices all around, murmuring incoherently. Marcus caught one word, "Leave," over and over in English, sharp and urgent. He shouted, "Who's there?" But the whispers only grew louder. He stopped at a large tomb, a stone angel perched on top, its wings chipped. A scream tore through the air, high-pitched right behind him. He spun. Nothing. Just the fog. Thicker now. His phone's flashlight, 2% battery, showed the graves looking wrong, dirt freshly turned on some, as if they'd shifted. Marcus ran for the gate, whispers turning to low, echoing laughter. He tripped, scraping his knee, and glanced back. Shapes moved in the fog, tall and thin, swirling closer. He reached the gate, slamming it shut behind him. The laughter stopped. The next day, he learned the cemetery's history, plague deaths from the 1800s, known for restless spirits. Marcus never took that shortcut again. Those 5 paranormal stories leave a mark. The attic voice, the shadow, that doll, the mirror, the graveyard. They're all true, lived by real people who can't shake what they saw. Which one stuck with you? That cemetery laughter. It's the kind of thing that echoes in your head. Have you had a paranormal encounter? Share it in the comments. If these hit you, give a like and stick around. More chills. Stay safe out there.